Welcome back. I'm Kevin O'Sullivan. You're still listening to the one and only Love Sport Radio. It is 33 minutes past 1. I'm with you until 4 o'clock. Time now to talk tennis, where our next guest has come up with a whole new format, kind of to shorten it. It's called 30-30 tennis. So basically the game will start as if the players were already 30 all. So you can win a game with just 3 points unless it goes to advantage and all that. So it's kind of the equivalent of taking county cricket and turning it into one-day cricket, a way to shorten it, make it briefer, possibly make it more user-friendly, more telly-friendly. But what do I know? The man who knows all about it is the creator of 30-30 tennis, Mark Milne. Hello, Mark.
Hello there, Kevin. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thanks, mate. Tell us all about the 30-30 scoring format. How does it work?
Yeah, will do, Kevin. Just one quick point. I'll have to start off just by correcting you. With a game starting at 30 all, you can actually win a game just by winning 2 points.
Sorry, got that wrong. Yeah, I was trying to work it out.
Correct. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you start.
I'm okay at tennis, but I'm not very good at maths.
Very good. No problem with that. But yes, games can be over in 2 points. And yeah, if a game then goes to deuce, you then get a wide variety of numerous deuces, basically. So yeah, it really is just a faster format of tennis. The game score ticks over more quickly. And I've just tinkered. The 30-30 start of a game is nothing new to tennis. It's actually been used since I was a young lad in coaching and in practice and during training. They used it to let the players experience playing the bigger points, the 30 all, the 30-40, the deuce point and so on. So it is actually nothing new. All I've really done is I've taken the 30-30 start and formalised it as a possible match format that will produce shorter sets of tennis. So yeah, it's very, very simple, basically.
Is it a decent analogy, Mark, that it's the equivalent of T20 in cricket?
Absolutely, yeah. It's being actually described as the younger sporting sibling of 2020. The branding is very similar. The writing of 2020 is exactly the same as 30-30. And in the future, I would like to think the abbreviation T30 could possibly be used for it, as what's happened with the cricket. The cricket is now more commonly referred to as being T20, abbreviated from the 2020. So yeah, it really is the branding, which I think is quite important, because 2020 is the shorter, more exciting, shorter format of cricket. I'd like to think that this younger sibling could possibly be the same. It's a shorter, more exciting. I must stress that I'm promoting this really as an alternative to the traditional. The traditional scoring must stay in place for the likes of the Grand Slams and so on. This is obviously just an alternative that can be used elsewhere. If you are stuck for time, you maybe have a court booked for 1 hour. To play the normal traditional scoring, you're not going to complete a best of 3 sets match within an hour. What I've found is with this format, it works very, very neatly into an hour. You can have 2 club players going along, play a best of 3 sets match, and it takes anything between 40 to 60 minutes to complete. And it's really great fun. You actually come off the court feeling like you have played a full tennis match, but it's been completed within the hour. And I think it works really very, very well.
So it obviously produces higher intensity, faster paced, more exciting tennis. But I think the interesting thing about it as well, it will make it less predictable, won't it? It's harder for a superior player to stamp their superiority on a match when you've only got 2 points to play with, really.
Yeah. You've been reading my website. You've done some homework. Yeah, obviously, yeah. The one thing that I think does make it more unpredictable is that when starting at 30-30, you have far more chance of breaking serve. You only need to. The receiver only has to win 1 point to take them up to 40 or deuce, which then gives them a reasonable chance of breaking serve. With traditional scoring, you're starting at love. So you've actually got to win 3 points even before you get to deuce. So the predictability of constant holding of serve, which can happen in a reasonable standard of tennis, is going to be stopped. Really, the game will become more unpredictable, and it's good. You don't just lose a set because you've lost one break of serve. You know you've got numerous chances to break back with the way the format goes. So it's more unpredictable, and the intensity from the first point. You have to be 100% focused. There is no room for any lull at all, or you could lose 2 or 3 games in a row, basically. So, the intensity, the quality, I think the overall quality of the tennis is higher as well. There are less points like love all or 40 love. These points, can be over very quickly and they don't mean a lot. These points have now gone. Every single point really does count, to be honest, starting at 30-30. Every second point turns out to be a game point.
Yeah, sure. Now, what's the game plan here, Mark? Are you hoping to set up a professional league? What response have you had from the players? Where are we at?
Okay, there's quite a fair story. When I first came up with it and tried it and so on, and I tinkered about with a few things, it's not just starting at 30-30. I've changed the changing of ends. When I first started experimenting with it, if you changed ends as per traditional tennis, that is, you play one game and then you change after every second game, you were changing 2 ends too quickly because the games are obviously a lot shorter. So I have doubled that up. You play the first 2 games, you then change after every 4 games. So that actually ensures that there will be no more than 3 change of ends during a set. So that again cuts down the time. If you have 5 or 6 change of ends at a couple of minutes a time, there's 12 minutes gone. It's reduced to a maximum of 3 times during a set. So the change of ends have doubled. The other small thing, if a set does reach 6-all, I do like the idea of still playing a tie break. But the International Tennis Federation have introduced a short set tie break, which is a 9-point tie break.
Right.
It's a maximum of 9 points.
First to 5 points.
And if it goes to 4 points all, there's a sudden death point to decide. So it's a shorter format of a tie break, which is quite neat. If you do get to 6-all, it's nice to finish with a tie break, but not the long tie break that's used in traditional. Use the short set. So just going on then to give you this story. When I first came up with it, I thought I would get in touch with the International Tennis Federation. Really just through their website, I got a contact. I spoke to the guy who was actually the head of the Rules of Tennis Committee. He liked it and eventually was actually discussed and looked at the International Tennis Federation Rules of Tennis Committee meeting held in June in Paris last year. So I was obviously very interested to see what they thought. They came back a couple of weeks later and said, look, we like your idea, but we already have another couple of options already in our rules. Within the 2018 Rules of Tennis Handbook, there is an Appendix 5 that lists alternative methods, and I was knocked back because there are 2 methods already in there. One of them is termed Fast 4. It was a pilot scheme by Tennis Australia. It really involves where sets of tennis are played to 4 games.
Right.
They don't play the advantage points. They don't play lets, and they play a 9-point tiebreak at 3 games. So that's already in there. And they also have the match tiebreak, which is a tiebreak to 10 points, which is also being quite commonly used as a third set match decider. So that was the reason it was knocked back. But I then went back to them and said, look, I agree with you. Yeah, you've already got 2 in there, but I think that 30-30 tennis format, the system, is better than these formats because it retains the traditions of tennis. I still like to see sets being played to 6 games, lead by 2. I still like to see the add points being played. Neither of these formats include that. So I told them I would now go away and trial it for a year, maybe 2 years, get feedback, and then I'll get back to you with a reapplication, let you know how I've got on. So for the last 6 months, I have been going all over the world contacting tennis people, thousands by the thousand, and I've been getting amazing feedback, people coming back saying, yeah, well, we've actually used this in training and so on. It's a great idea. You've now packaged it as a match format. And the feedback has really been fantastic.
Mark, we're going to have to cut this off fairly soon.
No problem.
What might we see, just very quickly, because we have to go, when might we see 30 tennis involving professional cricketers, tennis players, in your view?
Professional tennis players. I would like to think within 5 years.
Within 5 years. Listen, Mark, come back and talk to us about it again, because it's very interesting, but the restraints of time mean we have to go. But I wish you very good luck with your project. It's fascinating. That's Mark Milne, who's created a new form of shortened tennis called 3030, T30 perhaps. Fascinating stuff. When we come back, of course, it's time for Love Island. I'm Kevin O'Sullivan, and you're listening to Love Sport Radio.